welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, or I go by AlwaysMoreSims here on YouTube, and today we are doing another speed build. This house, I'm calling it Goddess Getaway, but the reason for that is because of the sim that it's being built for. So this is another house that I'm building for my FEG challenge, which stands for every generation there's a genre. In the next couple of weeks, you'll see that we have another baby. And this is their house. Now, the character that they are named after because the whole generation is named after characters from the book and movie Ready Player One. Now, personally, I am a much bigger fan of the movie. It is one of the only times I will ever tell you that I liked the movie more than the book. But I personally felt that the book Ready Player One, when the main character Wade hit his depression, about 2/3 of the way through the book, I felt like the entire book went downhill. Because he was just so mopey, and it was just painful to read, and I just had no patience for it, and it ruined the entire book for me. However, the movie is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I saw it 3 or 4 times in the theater. Absolutely love it. And so that's what this generation is based off of. I base it more off the movie than the book, just because I like the movie more. So this house is supposed to be modern. And I feel like it looks so stupid from the outside. I don't like the outside. I am not happy with how the outside turned out. But I was hoping that maybe it was just because the fact that it was modern, and I don't normally build modern, but I don't like it. I couldn't figure out the roof. I think the panel makes it look older than it actually is. I don't know. I am not a fan. I don't like how the outside turned out. I don't really mind the inside. I think the inside's okay. I actually really like how the master bedroom turned out. I am actually very proud of the master bedroom. But the rest of it's just kind of meh. So, I don't know why I started talking about that, because now I'm going to go back to talking about Ready Player One. But I have gotten that out of the way. Maybe it's because the house is taking shape, and I want to explain why it looks the way it does. So anyways, the heir for this generation is Wade, who is the main character of Ready Player One, Wade Watts. And at the time that this is being posted, we've had 2 kids. My video that went up on Monday, our second baby was born. So we have a little girl named Helen, and that is the house that's Cinnamon Sugar. Helen's house is going to be Cinnamon Sugar. And then on Monday we had our second child. His name is Toshiro. And he will be living in Daimyo Inc. And then this house is for our third child. Yeah. And I am having a hard time staying on track. What was the point of bringing this up? The character that will be going into this house, this probably gives away, I've already recorded the part, the episode where this baby is born, but it has not been posted yet as of the time that this video is going up. So, if you're familiar with the book or the movie, you probably know, but the character that I'm talking about is named actually after a Greek god. Okay, that just gave it away. Named herself after a Greek goddess. Her gamer tag, I should say, is after a Greek goddess. So I took inspiration in that, very similar to how I took inspiration with Daimyo Inc. Because Toshiro, his character, I believe, is Japanese. I did not fact check, which makes me feel really ridiculous because it's going to look really bad if I am wrong and Toshiro is actually Chinese. But I'm pretty sure it's Japanese. Now I feel really bad because I did not fact check that. But Toshiro, because I knew Toshiro was going into, like, the second house I was building was for Toshiro, I was like, okay, maybe we'll go for some, like, Japanese inspiration there. And that's the same thing that happened here with calling it Goddess Getaway. I don't know that a goddess would ever want to stay in a house this ugly, but we're just gonna go with it. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. There is laundry, there's a little office nook, and there is a crib in the master bedroom. It's just a crib. There's no other baby furniture, no other toddler stuff. It is actually quite a small house compared to what I normally build. But yeah. I don't know. I also built this house in Barnacle Bay, which is the world that we're playing in for my Feig challenge at the moment. So that's why, if you noticed out front, there is the mailbox has like a pirate wheel in it. And I do end up replacing that just because I'm like, this does not fit the vibe of the house, and if you do not place the house in Barnacle Bay, it's going to be ridiculous. And then I was like, maybe I'll put the island island. What was it? What's the Sims 3? Island living is the only thing coming to mind, and I know that's not it. Island life, isn't it? No. That sounds wrong. Oh my gosh. I am a bad Sims 3 player. Hold on. Oh, Google. Sims 3 Island Paradise. Island Paradise, that's what it's called. I was like, maybe I'll put the Island Paradise, like, boat mailbox, because I felt like that one fit out of the mailbox options I had. But I was like, I don't think I used Island Paradise stuff anywhere else. So I don't want to have just the Island Paradise mailbox. So, watch, I probably did, and now I just could have used it and didn't. But I did end up going, I had to go back into the game to shift-click, delete the object to get rid of the pirate mailbox. But it should have the proper mailbox with it now. I should have before I closed the game. To keep Sims from moving into the house, I've had to start listing my houses as, no visitors allowed lots, because actually Daimyo Inc. I also built in Barnacle Bay. Cinnamon Sugar is not in Barnacle Bay. I need to place it, but I ended up building it in a different world. But Daimyo Inc. and this house were both built in Barnacle Bay. And funnily enough, Olivia, which is Wade's mom, tried moving into Daimyo Inc. because of story progression, and so I had to move her and her family out and into a different home. And then I was like, and that was a fear I had, that Sims were going to start trying to move into my houses, and I forgot to change that. So actually, you know what, while I am thinking about it, I'm going to make a note. Make Goddess Getaway no visitors allowed. And I will highlight it green, so that might know that it's a, nope, green is A to Z family. Pink, pink is Feig, and then blue is I'm a Lover. It's easier to find my notes when I highlighted in particular colors when they're color-coded. Let's see, what can I talk about? I wrote down that I was going to talk about my dog. So I have this dog. His name is Moose. He's currently sleeping on the bed behind me. And Moose is like ridiculously smart. He's a Greyhound German Shepherd mix. Pretty sure he's got some Husky and some Lab in there. I would love to get him DNA tested. I think it'd be really fascinating, but I don't exactly have that kind of money at the moment to just drop on a DNA test. So Moose was originally a Christmas foster 2 years in a row. So this past Christmas and last Christmas. So for 21 and 22, I brought him home from the shelter as a Christmas foster. We call it Holiday Breakout. And we actually weren't doing Holiday Breakout this past Christmas. And Moose, at the time he was going by Hudson, was actually adopted in November. And so I just kind of come to terms with, oh, darn, I'm not getting a Christmas foster. I always had a Christmas foster. I was a little sad, but I was like, you know what, it's okay. And then I got a text about 2 weeks before Christmas asking if I would be open to taking him again, because he had been brought back. So I did, and he was originally a Pandemonium puppy. He was adopted during, I don't know, are we allowed to even say it anymore? Because I know that YouTube wasn't pushing any videos that it's like actually name dropped the Panini. Anyways, he was a puppy at the start of that, was adopted at the very start of that, and then was returned once the world opened back up and his owners went back to work, and he didn't know what to do about that, and so he became very destructive and was again brought back, and he was adopted numerous times and just kept getting returned. And so our thought process bringing him home this last time was that we were going to help him work through his separation anxiety, and we were only going to have him for 3 days, and then 3 days turned into a week, then it turned into 2 weeks, and it turned into a month, and then he just never went back. He was officially mine as of February, exactly a week after his birthday, actually. So when we first brought him home during Christmas, or for Christmas, everyone, like, my mom is a teacher. My mom was off from school for Christmas or winter break, whatever you want to call it. My brother, who's in school, was off. I still worked, but I didn't have school. So there was always someone home with him, and he did fine. And then we went back to school, and he wasn't destructive. He was what we call chaotic. He knew how to open drawers and cabinets, and he would just drag all the things out of the drawers and the cabinets, and it just got really annoying. So what we ended up doing was, let's try crate training him. And we didn't want to initially, because one of his big problems is being confined. He does not like being confined to a space. But we were like, we feel like this is what needs to happen. We can't keep coming home to stuff being like dragged out from everywhere, because he kept expanding where he was his chaoticness was expanding. It went from just the kitchen to my mom's bathroom to my dad's bathroom and his office upstairs to our, like, we have a kitchenette in our basement, so he was down in the basement, and then he was in the laundry room, and then the bathroom in the basement, and like he just kept getting into more and more things. So we started crate training him, and it was back and forth. Like, he kept finding ways to break out of the crate. And then over the summer, he would go with me to the summer camp that I was running, and he would do really well with being left in the room. But then he was never left for long periods of time. So we thought, well, maybe he doesn't need to be crate trained anymore. So we took a chance and started leaving him out, for like an hour, maybe a couple hours, if we knew we were going to be gone for a little bit. And he was doing okay. And then the school year started back up, and he went back to being chaotic. And he's become actually more and more destructive, with like tearing things up. And he has now learned how to open the sliding door in our basement, and how to open bedroom doors. So he has completely destroyed our sliding door in the basement because we had like stuff sitting in like the track so it couldn't open. We had shower rods propped between like the door and the frame so it couldn't slide, and he like literally tore the door apart. But he gets out of our yard, so we can't just like leave him outside, and it's getting cold out, so we don't want to do that. So he knows how to get out of the yard. And then we started putting him up in my room for like an hour or so. He was doing fine. So then we're like, maybe we'll just leave him up there. We had ordered a new crate. We're like, he's got to go back in the crate. But he destroyed his last one. So we're like, we need to order like a heavy duty crate. Well, we ordered one, and we're like, while we wait, we'll just put him in my room. He has completely destroyed the inside of my door frame, and my doorknob. And so now the heavy duty crate finally came in, so the stinker gets to stay in his crate because he's a pain in the butt. He had his like medicine. He's on anxiety meds. His meds are increased. Like, it's been like a whole thing. Still love him. I also moved those bushes. Don't worry. Still love him, but he's really been pushing some buttons. So we're now doing the screenshot, so I'll go ahead and end the voiceover part here. The house is linked down below. If you'd like to download it, please give proper credit. Do not steal it, but feel free to enjoy it. My gaming channel and my Twitter are also down in the description if you'd like to check either of those out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.